Hi, this is Elitris, and welcome to another installment of Black Friday, where we unapologetically support Black businesses, honestly, because we want to. There's tons of reasons, but most important one is because we want to. Because I want to, and I know that there's people out there who feel the same way as I do. In this installment of Black Friday, where we unapologetically talk, promote, encourage the support of Black businesses, we are going to be talking about, drumroll, we're going to be talking about Black-owned traveling related companies. Random. It's not that random. So I know what you're thinking. Black-owned businesses within the travel sector. I'm pretty sure if you played Jeopardy and was like, Black-owned businesses for $800, if that was like a category, the person would be like, name 3 Black-owned businesses within the travel sector. I'm pretty sure it would have them Jeopardians stumped, because it's one of those industries that it's kind of hard to get into. The travel industry is kind of hard to solidify a place in it and build and grow. So this is one of the all the installments of Black Friday. This is one of those lists that will continue to grow, continue to be built. So it's a short list today, but it is a list nonetheless, and these are all entities that deserve support because they're just such good businesses, organizations, and they solve a problem within our community. Black problems need Black solutions that come from the assistance of Black businesses. Let's get into it, shall we? First on the list, we have 3GC Inc., formerly known as Alternative Spring Break Ghana. So if you've never heard of 3GC Inc., Give Gang Grow Collaborative in Ghana, then let me educate you. Basically, it is a service learning, Pan-African, study abroad opportunity for anyone and everyone. All you gotta do is apply just like anybody else. You have service learning opportunities where you engage in a cultural exchange in which you have an opportunity to teach children at various local schools something that you want them to know. So I've been on the trip 3 times now. I am the media coordinator, so I help literally coordinate all of the media for the program. And it's a fantastic organization because it solves the problem of one of the reasons why I went on the trip was I wanted to study abroad opportunity. I wanted to go to Africa. I always known I wanted to go to Africa, but I always thought it was something that would happen in my life when I was in my 30s, when I was fully settled in a job with money coming in, I am financially stable at this point in my life type money. And it came up as an opportunity, and I was kind of oh my gosh, this opportunity just came up. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna do it. Because I don't have any connections to Africa in the literal sense. In the I have a lot of friends who are Ethiopian, Eritrean. So they literally have family to visit when they go to Africa, when they visit Ethiopia or Eritrea. That's not the case for me. I don't have any family in Africa. I don't have any connections in Africa. So that's where 3GC Inc. comes in, because it gives you 3GC Incorporated, technically. But I always just say 3GC Inc. Or I just say 3GC really. But 3GC, it gives you the opportunity to make those connections in Africa. It gives you the opportunity for, as a African from America, as any African within the diaspora, if you wanted to embark on a trip to Ghana, and I didn't even know how important Ghana was to the liberation of the African diaspora as a whole. So the fact that you are returning home by ways of Ghana, it's so perfect. It's one of those things where it's a coincidence and you know it's not a coincidence in like the spirit of things and in the universe, but it's like it's one of those coincidences where you it just feels right, because you learn how Ghana was kind of like one of the front runners to liberation of Black Africa, you know what I mean? 3GC is a fantastic program because you're also getting that study abroad experience of, you know, you're learning things in another country. You take tree classes, you take African dance classes out there, you go to University of Ghana like every other day for various things. You get a feel of Ghana, and you're not there for too long, you're there for 3 weeks, so it's like perfect amount if you're someone who's never really traveled before. Maybe you've traveled before but you never traveled and been away from home for that long before. It's like a perfect amount of time for someone to try or to just, you know, explore something they've never done before. 3GC is a non-profit organization. Yeah, it's mostly geared towards college students. That's what the study abroad aspect of the program is. But at the end of the day, it's not restrictive to just college students. It's open to community members. You literally just have to apply just like everyone else. It's all very, very, very exciting. And then 3GC is awesome too, because you just get to learn about your history, you get to experience Africa. And what we don't realize about study abroad is even everything, there's so many different aspects to racism, and it's one of those things where you would never think there's racism in study abroad, but there is. There's only out of all the study abroad programs in the world, only 6% of them go to Africa, and usually when they go to Africa, it's Egypt. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't really be considering Egypt Africa sometimes, because it's like white Africa, and we're talking about Black Africa. So study abroad rarely goes to Black Africa, so Black owned, Black operated, Black board of directors, Black everything. It's Black. Plus, it's a Pan-Africanist framework. I don't know for y'all, I don't know how many Pan-Africanist frameworks y'all are a part of, but going on the trip with 3GC, it was the first time I went to a PWI, so it was the first time I was exposed to Pan-Africanist framework. It was the first time I was exposed to the word Pan-Africanist to begin with. And if you don't know what Pan-Africanist means, it's not like it's part of the program. It's not like they force you to change or they force you to be Pan-Africanist. It's just that all that information is there. All in all, 3GC is a wonderful organization if you're one of those people where you're like, I want to go to Africa, but I have no connections. It's a fantastic way to be introduced to Ghana. So yeah, just keep 3GC Inc. You can follow them at, if you want any more additional information, you can go to weare3gc.org, or you can follow us at weare3gc on Instagram. And I think that's it. I'm pretty sure there may be a 3GC Facebook, but I'm not too sure. Also, subscribe to us on YouTube at weare3gc for all of our content. For if you want to see the type of things that we do out there in Ghana, because it's one thing to hear them, but it's another thing to see them. I'm gonna put a little bit in this video, but if you want to see more, it's all on the weare3gc YouTube page. I also recently did a documentary in 2019, 2 groups of Africans from America went to Ghana during the year of return. It was a transformative experience for a lot of the people that went on the trip. So we did a whole documentary about it, did a documentary about the program, and that's also on the weare3gc YouTube under where we got on the boat, the documentary, the 3GC documentary. And that is by yours truly, favorite production company, Kalifia Pictures. So if you want to go to Ghana anytime soon, or if you just want to, learn more about 3GC Incorporated, feel free to follow at We Are 3GC on Instagram, or check out our website at www.weare3gc.org. These are all Black search engines, Black travel, they're essentially like Black TripAdvisors. I use these 3 websites that I'm about to list whenever I'm about to travel somewhere to get an understanding of how Black people are treated in that country. I watch YouTubes and stuff too, but like all things Black, whenever it comes to there's not a lot of Black travel vloggers. They out there, but there's just not a lot of them. They don't get the recognition that they deserve. They don't get the popularity. They don't get their video, the algorithm, just even technology, they're programming it to be racist. The algorithm doesn't work for us to be the first video, the first thing that you see on any social media platform, including YouTube. Because of the lack of there being a plethora of Black opinions on travel and Black travel opinions, I look at Travel Noir, Black Voyagers, We Work to Travel. Those are their Instagram pages and their website pages. So, the w.com for Travel Noir, w.com for Black Voyagers. w.com for Black Voyagers. www.weworktotravel.com. All websites, all Instagram pages, and they post reviews that Black people have left about their experience in other countries. And it's one of those things where it's Black people creating, same thing with 3GC, it's Black people creating Black solutions to Black problems. These Black travel review sites solve that problem of traveling while Black. We've all traveled, even if we're just traveling locally, we've all traveled to some place where you can tell just from walking into wherever you're going that they do not interact with Black people often. They do not see Black people often, and if they do, they got a problem and they not minding their own business. But these Travel Noir, Black Voyagers, We Work to Travel, they allow you to see and then plus what I like especially about these sites, the one I use the most is We Work to Travel, because it's set up like a TripAdvisors, Black TripAdvisors. And one thing I like about it is that it's a variation, and honestly that's true for all 3 of these review sites, from Travel Noir to Black Voyagers to We Work to Travel. It's a range. So you have the people who traveled on a budget, trying to travel to another place for $1,000, have a whole trip for under $1,000. But what was I saying? Okay. With all 3 of these review sites, they all have a spectrum of experiences. You have the people who saved up and this is like an anniversary trip and they've never traveled before. You have the people who are they consider themselves nomads. They're always traveling. They have the keys, they drop the tips, they have an expectation for their traveling experience because they've traveled before. They know what the bare minimum is and what's below it. And then they have like the penny pincher, they have a spectrum of reviews. So like I was reading some about Italy, and while I was on We Work to Travel, one of the reviews was a lot of the reviews were, if you travel to this part of Italy, just keep in mind that it is expensive because it is like a rich area. Now, you can find that information anywhere, but it's the fact for me, I don't know about y'all, but for me, hearing it from a Black person lets me know and then they listed out there like one of the people who left the review like listed out in detail how much certain things were in comparison how much other things were in like different parts of Italy. So yeah, like, you know, it's just, you get a good sense of, before you go to that country, you have a good sense of how the country is going to react to your blackness. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't go to a country based off like a review on any of these sites or any of these pages, but it'll just make you proceed with caution, and it may keep you a little safer just to know what you're stepping into before you get there. Because one thing that is true for a majority places is, like, you know, there being a presence of anti-blackness just because of imperialism and colonialization of the world. But if you can have a heads up on what you're getting into, that's always good to know. And plus, they leave little tips. Like, I was looking up on one of the sites, I was looking at reviews for Paris. That's another reason why I like the We Work to Travel. I like all of these sites. I like Travel Noir, I like Black Voyagers, I like We Work to Travel, but We Work to Travel especially is separated by the country or by the place you're trying to go. So you can read all the reviews for Paris, and you can see the spectrum of the experiences you can have in Paris and stuff like that. So one of the ones for Paris, it was like, I took the metro, like pickpocketing is intense. And they put intense, two intenses. That let me know. Intense. Y'all know what happens when you say things twice and you put a heavy emphasis on the second time you said it. It means that it is really, 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 whatever you're describing it as, it really, really is that. So the pickpocketing being really intense, being two intenses on that review, let me know that, okay, Paris is not a place where you put your phone in your back pocket. You know what I mean? So it's reviews. So however you react to reviews is, of course, your reaction to reviews. But I think these are one of those things that it's like, it's a Black problem to travel while Black in certain places and not have a heads up of what you're stepping into. And it's good to have these review sites that tell you, hey, before you go here, they're a little racist. Or a lot racist. There's no such thing as being a little racist. You either are or you aren't. But yeah, so, and a short list, but a list nonetheless. Those were Black owned, Black operated companies within the traveling sector, traveling realm that we can support, but also can support us, you know? So thank you, and till next time, treat yourself, support a Black business, no one's looking. And supporting Black businesses isn't something that you should just do during Black History Month. Black History Month is all year, every day, because everything started from us. So, you know, all you have to do is support a Black business. But nonetheless, if you like this video, if you want to see more, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want. And if you need content creation, head over to www.kalifiapictures.com.